Tell me, have you ever taken someone or something or a situation for granted? Well, I can tell you, looking back now on before my brain injury, I did, and I'll tell you what it is. Welcome to my channel, y'all. I am Astra, and this is Astra's brain injury. And just a little backdrop for all of y'all who is tuning in for the first time. My brain injury began in November of 2014. That's when I had my MVA. And if you don't know what an MVA is, it's a motor vehicle accident. And it was, like this kind of a head-on collision with the semi. And, I say, thank God, all of the occupants in the car, we are alive. I'm like, thank you, Jesus, to that. Now, with this taking for granted, before my brain injury, I didn't even think about anything. I can get up, hop out of my bed by myself. I can go to the bathroom by myself. I can dress myself, undress myself. I can shower myself, bathe myself. And I didn't need someone to attend me. I could have walked. I could talk. I could see fine. Every so often, ooh, you got the flu and your head is killing you and your eyes and everybody like that. So that's the sickness. But when now my brain injury began, I realized what? I took a lot of these things that I can do for granted because we don't think about it. From the time you was born and, you're moving through the different stages of childhood and you're able to do all of these different little things. You don't think about, ooh, I need to walk. No, you just get up and you walk. You want to go in your car. You're able to walk, and from the time you begin to say your first set of words, it's like you don't stop. But when my brain injury began, it's like, pump the brakes now. And it wasn't even like a little soft kind of a thing. This was a hard knock like this, and I'm just like, what? I can't talk now. I'm stuttering. I can't see now. All of these things I took for granted because it was something that I did my entire life. I didn't need to say, ooh, can you accompany me to the store? I could have just picked up and go to the store myself. You babies are like, oh, mommy, can I come with you? Are you going to the store? You tell them, okay, come on, babies, let's go. We're going to the store, and because you want to get them something and you want to try it on, but you can manfully, I could manfully have done these things by myself. Now, that's a different story. I don't drive by myself because I want to make sure that, okay, I am seeing right and everybody else can be like, oh, Astra, oh, no, it's not time to go. And from when I first started driving after my brain injury, my family, they would be in the car with me and I'm like looking and checking. So I wasn't, I said before that it's like I had frozen shoulders, like frozen neck, frozen everything. My doctors would tell me, and my different practitioners would say, okay, after move your head. And I'm thinking I'm going from here to here and all the way around and come back, and that wasn't the case. But I once I started to be able to, turn myself and, okay, I couldn't turn all the way still, but I could still, ooh, okay. And my family can be like, all right, Astra, you're free to go. You can go over. And so all of these things I took for granted. Matter of fact, I don't even know if it's called, I would say I took it for granted, but just because I could do these things, it was there. And I felt good because I could do them. And then all of a sudden now it just got snatched from me. And I was like, what? I can't drive. What? I can't walk. What? I can't talk. What? I can't see properly. All of these different things. What? I'm having continuously ringing in my ear. What? I'm bleeding out of my ears. Like, I can give you all a list and a list and a list and a list. And you'll be like, sweet Jesus, girl. My word, I didn't know it was that bad for you. And I can tell y'all, it really was that bad for me. I mean, I could smile now because when I look back and I see, it was a lot of struggles. It was a lot of struggles seeing myself over there like that, knowing this is where I was. And then I'm looking over here and I want to be over here and I'm not getting over here. And I took it for granted that all of these different things that I was before, I was going to get back to it. I was like, whatever, you go and you're just like, what? No, I couldn't even do what? I was just like, it was just like, I couldn't even do these things. So the animation that was within me, gone. It was like, pew, gone. And, I take all of these things, not take, yeah. Well, I guess, you took all of these things. I took all of these things, y'all, because this was me. This is Astra. And I was able to do all of these things before. And I wanted to get back to where I once was. And, you'll hear me a lot say that I grieved a lot for who I once was. I grieved to bring a life to a party. I didn't need to be the life of the party, but I could bring life to the party. And, wherever I go, I was just always easy to speak to. People could come up to me and they'd be like, oh, excuse me, ma'am, da 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 da. And I'd be like, what? And so, or I would go up to them and I'd be like, oh my goodness, da 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 da, and they would be looking at me like, oh wow, and I would just have that conversation. So I was just very easy like that to do these things, and that was something that I took for granted. And when I look back now with my brain injury and I see all of this, I realize how much I took it for granted, that because it was just something that was simple, it was something that was easy, and it flowed, it flowed from me. There was I didn't have no issues. I could get up, like I said, I could get up and do what I wanted to do, say what I wanted to say. I would be like, oh, I need that, whatever, the pencil over there. Could you pass me the pencil? Or I could get up and I could go get the pencil. But after, I would be telling you, I need my foot. And what? Astra, you need your foot? Wrong things is coming out of my mouth because I want the pencil, but I'm saying I want my foot. And what does my foot and the pencil have to do? Nada. But this is how things was for me. So again, I go back to say, I took all of these things for granted, that I could just have an easy conversation with somebody. I'm sure I've told y'all where my cousin. He's like auntie to my mother. So he's like auntie. Astra is talking to me and I'm just like, but he ain't understanding a lick of what is coming out of my mouth. And, I was like, wow, and here my thinking, I'm making sense. And I'm just like, it's like, picture this. It's like a baby learning how to talk. And the baby is saying, blah, 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 and you're just like, oh, yes. All right, girl, tell me. Come on, baby. Tell mommy some more. And they're just like, da, 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 la, 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 la. And you're like, hoo, I know. And what else happened? Who did this to you? And you engage in this way with them. And you're not understanding what they're saying, but you're playing and you are encouraging them. And this is what my cousin was doing. He was just like, okay, I didn't know this. And he would go to my mother afterwards and say, Auntie, I did not understand a word Astra was saying. And here in my mind, I'm thinking I'm making sense, telling him, we went to the store and, I found this, and this, thinking I'm making sense. I ain't even making any sense. And then next thing you know now, because I'm trying to rehash what it is that went throughout my day, if I'm remembering it, and next thing you know, I'm like, okay, bye, I gotta go because I'm tired. And that was another thing too. I took it for granted that I can have a conversation, not even just one, but 10 million. Because ladies, we go out with our girlfriends and there's a whole heap load of us and you're having 1, 10, 20 conversations all mixed in one. And you're keeping up with all of the conversations that's going on, because you might be talking over to your girlfriend over here and your next girlfriend over there is like, what girl, and the next one over there chimes in and we're all like, but did you see what happened over this way when that and that and that, all of these different things. And I can't even do that now. There's no way, y'all, that I can do that. It's even hard for me just to even keep up 2 conversations. Like, I know that Judge Maybelline, she has said this ear here is good and this one here is better. This is the kind of thing, like I would say this to my children. I said, while this ear here is good and this one here is better, I can't differentiate between 2 conversations. So if the TV was going, and this is another thing, you would have the TV going, you're having a conversation over here and you're doing something else over here. I wasn't able to do that. I couldn't even handle one thing like that. If I was trying to say for instance, I'm trying to fold my clothes. So I'm trying to fold my clothes and you came over to talk to me, I have to put this down and just look at you, because I could not do 2 things at the same time. Listen to you, process what you're saying, and then spit out a response while I am trying to fold my clothes. Couldn't do it. And, I've moved up to 2 things now. I moved up to 2 and I could do 2 things, but I cannot do 3 and 4 and 10. Something's got to give. Something will give. And so, again, I go back to say, I took all of these things for granted. I don't take it for granted now. I don't, because my brain injury has opened my eyes really wide, that I'm like, sweet Lord, it was really nice to be able to do all of that kind of a thing. And now that I have my brain injury, I'm just like, I'm unable to do that. I don't want to say I can't. I'm just saying right now I'm unable to. It's 11 years later and I'm still unable to. I don't know what year 12 or 15 may hold for me, but right now I am unable to do these things. So I'm trying to change my mindset. Instead of saying I can't, I'm saying I am unable to do at this moment in time. So did I take things for granted? Do we all take things for granted? Yeah, we do. We really do, because we don't even think about, oh, I can get up and go and walk. I can get up and have a conversation, 10 million conversations at once. I can do all of these different things. I'm unable to do that now. And so, yes, did I take things for granted? Yes, because it was just, a part of me. It was just my day to day, my own natural kind of a thing. And now, my brain injury dictates something different. It's like, girl, you feel you may want to do it, but trust me, it's not happening. And so, I have to, no, not that I have to, because I don't have to anything, but I mean, now I just appreciate what I was able to do before, and I'm appreciating what I'm able to do now. So with that, when I appreciate, I don't want to take things for granted anymore. And, something even too, like you could just go up the stairs, like race up the stairs like that. Not now. Can't do that now. No, I'm unable to do that now. And even though I may want to, no, it's like, girl, no. But, yeah, let me know if you've been in this position. Have you felt like you've taken yourself for granted? You've taken a situation for granted, and now that you have your brain injury, you realize, wait a minute now, I'm unable to do these things anymore. And I realized how I was just taking things for granted because, I could do it. I could just pick up my bottle whenever I want to and drink me some water. I can bite into an apple. And that was another thing. I could not even open my mouth. I had to squish everything down like this, or I would try and put my fingers into my mouth like this and try and pry my mouth open. Whew. Boy, I tell y'all, I know y'all is gonna hear all of this at one point in time. But yeah, like I said, let me know if this is something that you have experienced, or the person with the caregiver of the one with the brain injury. Tell me if you've seen that the person used to that they verbalized it to you, and they said, I used to take myself for granted that I could do da 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 da, and I'm unable to do da 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 now, and I realized how much of I took things for granted, because we all do. Like, there's a saying, you never miss the water until the well runs dry. That's what Peruvians say. I don't know, there must be a saying around the world too as well. But yeah, my grandmother used to say, you never miss the water until the well runs dry, or every day bucket go in the well, and one day a bottom drops out. And so you'll miss now being able to get the water, because there's no bottom for the water to be stopped in. And so that's the same kind of concept with a brain injury. All the things that you used to be able to do, unable to do now. You may be able to do some things, or even partial way of things, but that grand scale of things that used to be done, not no more. Well, for me, I don't know what it would be for y'all, but for me, no. Yes, I can do a lot of things, and I can do some things, but not to where it once was. But anyways, so with that, I shall take my leave. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. Hit that notification bell, and I'll definitely see y'all in the next video. Remember, please write me your comments. I love them. Keep writing them, and I will answer you back. Sometimes it may take a little, but I will get back to y'all. All right, so I'll see y'all in the next video. And with that, So take my leave and tell y'all bye and take care. Bye.